Today I wanted to talk about a plant that a lot of us probably already know about. However, I know that there's always new people coming into the world of gardening. And this is a plant that if you know about it, it might remind you of your grandmother's garden. And if you don't know about it, it's one that a lot of times this plant goes unnoticed, but for those 2 weeks then it's blooming and creating this massive color, it will stop you as you're driving through a neighborhood. So if you don't know what this is called creeping phlox or Phlox subulata. Now, you can see it just makes this massive blanket of flower, which is what it's known for. It only gets to be about 6 inches tall, and each plant will have a spread of about 3 feet. Now it's pretty popular. It's relatively common in a lot of gardens because a lot of times if you're in the gardening world, other gardeners will share it with you. It's easy to divide, so just with some division, you can dig some of it up and share it. But you can see here what happens is it actually kind of grows over different areas. So having a height of only about 6 inches, it makes a really nice low growing plant. What you might not know about this plant, however, is it is actually a native all the way up into Ontario. So being hardy from zones 3 to 9, you will find this naturally growing in kind of rocky, well-drained areas, ledges and things like that. And so we try to replicate that a lot of times in the garden. Being a native, it does, however, have relatively few pest and disease problems. You might see that it will get some red spider mites on it in the hot, dry summertime. But other than that, it doesn't have too many problems. The rabbits might like nibbling on the foliage a little bit, but it's actually considered unpalatable for the deer. So you don't really have any problem with the deer eating on this. Now you'll notice that the foliage for most of the year, what you'll see is just kind of this green mass of foliage. Some people also call it moss phlox because of that foliage has kind of a needle-like or all-shaped leaf. It can be a little prickly when it gets more mature, but as it's new vegetation coming out, it's pretty soft, so it's not too bad. Nothing that you have to be worried about or anything. It comes in a range of colors, however. So you can see here we have this kind of light purple color. You can also get really a dark pink or even a light pink, goes into whites and even into blue shades as well. Regardless of which color you end up choosing, you're going to have a beautiful plant, relatively low maintenance, that gives you a nice display each spring. And also with this massive star-shaped tubular flowers, it's also going to be appealing to the butterflies and hummingbirds as well.
We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.